Hey everybody, it's Hayden. I'm sorry I haven't done a video in so long, and I've been requested by a bunch of different people, so I thought I would do my 1 year video, everything that I've been through in the whole entire year, and then kind of add just a few stuff at the end. The first thing I want to talk about is getting on testosterone doesn't mean that it's gonna make your depression go away or that it's gonna make things so much easier, blah, 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 blah. It's a hard process the whole way through. I went through even more of a depression after I got on testosterone than I did before. Um, I guess I thought that when I got on testosterone that my body and stuff would change almost quicker than I wanted. And it didn't happen that way. It took like a long time for me to even stop being misgendered. I think I was like 6, 7 months, and I was still getting misgendered. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm months and months on testosterone. I bind every fucking day. Like, it's just so frustrating. Like, why am I not passing? And I met somebody very, very special in my life, and kind of giving me the confidence that I didn't have before. And it's all about confidence. I walk into somewhere, and my chest is up high, and I walk in with no issue, and I know that I'm gonna be called a dude. And I it honestly just has a lot to do with your confidence in itself for passing anyway. But as for like my depression and stuff, I got out of a toxic relationship that just really just wasn't good for me. And I thought that I couldn't do any better, or that I put so much into that relationship to not get anything out of it would just be pointless, blah, blah, blah. But I've gotten through so much. And, I don't want to say anything bad about my ex, and I'm not even going to get into any of that. But it just was not a good relationship for me, and the way that it made me feel about myself, it wasn't good. And I didn't realize till after I was already over and done, and my depression really just kind of started fading out. So I'm not sure if the depression had more to do with me not passing and me being insecure about myself, or was it my relationship that was making me feel insecure and bad about myself. So that happened for a couple months while I was on testosterone. And then I started to have a dosage issue. So they decided they were going to double my dose. So instead of taking 100 milligrams, I was now taking 200 milligrams. Well, I took that for about a month. And then I went for testing. It came back, and then they told me it was way too high. And it was like only 35 points high. It wasn't even that high. So they dropped me all the way down to 95, which is less than what I started with. I was on that for about a month and a half, and then I got my period, which I had not had in 7 months. So not only was my hormones up and down, skyrocketing everywhere, then I got my period on top of it. And I called the doctor, and I was like, this is just unacceptable. Like, this should not be happening. I shouldn't even be on this low of dose to begin with, blah, blah, blah. So they took me back up to 100, and then and they're like, all right, well, we're going to do in the middle now. So now I'm at 150 milligrams, and I've kind of stayed that way for the last month and a half. So we'll see. Hopefully that, everything will work out now. But yeah, it was pretty bad, and I had like so many emotions running through. My anger was just out of control. It was just not good. It wasn't good at all. So yeah, a lot went on this past year. I had gotten a new job, which I had talked about in one of my previous videos, just when I first started testosterone. And I'm doing pretty well in my job, and I like it. I like it a lot. I got into a new relationship, which is actually pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever been in this healthy of a relationship, so it's good for me. Now, as changes as well, changes that I have seen, sorry, since being on testosterone from pre-T to now. Voice has dropped a lot. I started getting some facial hair in here, and underneath my neck, and a little bit of a mustache, but it really isn't too dark. It's starting to come in right in here. Just it's all blonde. I don't know. When I took a picture the other day, I had like 3 different colors in my beard, so I'm not real sure what color my facial hair is really gonna be yet. So I'm kind of excited to see all that. I had a hair increase on my legs, my chest, and my belly, my armpits, and I started getting hair on my ass. Just kind of the sucky part about that. But overall, my jawline has changed. Yeah. So my goal, yeah, a lot of changes has happened. But my goal last year was to be like 165, and just buff up. And I wanted to touch on the fact that testosterone is not going to make you buff up as much as you think it's going to. It really isn't. I mean, your muscle growth doesn't really kick in to its max peak until 3 to 5 years. So you really you can work out, but yeah, it'll help to an extent. But most of the time, you gotta kind of help yourself. And after I made that goal, I immediately changed it to making myself emotionally healthy. Honestly, I had a lot of insecurities, and I'm not gonna lie, I still do. I think everybody does. But no, it was making myself happy and just being happy with myself. And honestly, I'm so much happier with myself. It's just an incredible feeling. The other day, I had attempted to sing for the first time since my voice has actually changed, and actually recorded myself through like a little part of a song. And I went to one of my old YouTube channels and had seen a video of me singing, and I listened to it, and I just started crying because I couldn't believe how far I've come in a year, and how much work I've put into it, and how much emotion and ups and downs and just so much has went into my transition that I just could not believe that I was at that point, and I couldn't imagine going back there, being that person again, and just being so unhappy with the person I am. Like waking up and seeing yourself in the shower and just being uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm to the point now where, I get into the shower and I look at my body as a work in progress. I don't look at it as a disappointment to myself. I don't look at it as a huge insecurity anymore. Obviously it's still an insecurity, but I know that I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to get to the point where I want to be. As opposed to before, I would just get in the shower and just want to cry because I hated myself. And now I'm getting to the point where I don't hate myself. I don't hate who I am. And I don't hate who I was because that's made me who I am. And I don't hate what I've had to go through or regret anything that I've had to do because it's made me a stronger person, and it's made me appreciate myself so much more. A lot of people look at their old pictures and, are like, I hate that person, don't ever say that, that's my dead name, blah, 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 blah. To me, I look at it and was like, well, yeah, that's who I was. It's not who I am, but it's who I was, and I went through that to get to who I am now, and I'm so much better now than I was before. I've grown up so much, I've matured, I've gone through so much in life that most people have never been able to go through, and you have to look at certain things as a learning experience, and that's kind of what I take my whole entire process to be. And it's still a learning process. I still have a lot further to go. I still want to, I don't want to, my goal isn't 165 anymore. It's not, it's to look healthy. It's not to be a certain look or a certain way. I just want to be healthy. I want to be good for myself and my partner. I want to, be everything that I know that I can be in life and get to that point. I do have one goal for this year. I want to save money up so that I can get top surgery. It would be nice to be able to go to the beach and not... I love going to the beach, don't get me wrong. But I also hate it at the same time because what am I supposed to do now? I literally look like a dude. I pass all the time. I'm growing a beard. I'm supposed to be going to the beach twice this year, and I'm like freaking out about it, and it's not for another couple months. But I'm still freaking out about it because, what am I supposed to do? Uh, I can't wear like a top, or I can't like what I'm. So the only thing I know to do is to get a wetsuit top and wear it. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet. But I refuse to ask for help for top surgery, so I want to do it all and gonna attempt to try to save enough money myself to do it. Trying to think what else to talk about. I also got the question, does testosterone make you gay? No, testosterone does not make you gay. I don't know who came up with this whole ordeal. I don't know. Being on testosterone it's a hormone, obviously, and it changes your body to be more masculine. It's not going to change your preference of who you like. It's going to make you more comfortable with yourself. So, let's say, you are still attracted to men, or you just, maybe you weren't before, but you are now. It doesn't mean that testosterone did it. It just means your preferences have changed because you're now comfortable with yourself and you're not insecure. I think that whole thing, a myth, is just kind of crazy. But yeah, it's all about being comfortable with yourself. That's the biggest thing. It's why you go through your transition, so that you can be happy, regardless of who you choose to lay in bed with. And I think if you're trans and you're going through this, you should know that gender should not be even a consideration, because it's not really about gender. It's just about your happiness. What struggles have I been through? I'm trying to think of more struggles. I've had a lot of issues with acne. I shave and then I break out even more. And when I go to take my shot, I just flare up even more than what I already did. And I've tried literally probably almost everything. It's not horrible, but it's more than what I would want, obviously. And that is probably one of my biggest insecurities now, is just my face. And, I never had pimples, like, even as a female, like, going through puberty. Maybe one or two when I would get my period, and that was it. Now, all of a sudden, I'm getting pimples all the time. It's a constant thing, and it's fucking annoying, and it really pisses me off. And I don't really know what really works, and I haven't found something that works for me. I've tried Noxema, I've tried that Bio something, I've tried literally probably at least 10 different products, and nothing seems to be working for me. I tried this advanced proactive shit, it didn't work. I don't really know what to use, so if anyone else is having issues with that, I'm sorry. I don't know. I've tried a shit ton of shit, and none of it works for me. So I hope if you find something, it works for you, and, share your secrets, because, I'm in the same boat. I want to put a new 1-year post up with all my pictures and my voice comparison, because it is pretty big, and it has changed a lot. I kind of did one for my Facebook and my Instagram. Both I just kind of threw together really, really, really quick, and didn't really take my time in doing so. Not the way that I wanted to. The only reason being is because I had gotten a new phone, and I had to put all my pictures onto my girlfriend's laptop. So I really wasn't able to do it, and I wanted to get it up before the day was over, and I had worked all morning and had a shift at night, so I wasn't able to really spend a whole lot of time doing so. So it didn't really turn out the way that I wanted, or really just, it wasn't what I wanted, and I was kind of disappointed with how it went, because I wanted to kind of start from me as a kid, growing to me as a teenager, to me as an adult, to me as starting my transition and going through this whole entire process. And yeah, I was doing photo shoots from my first, second, and third month, and then I had stopped after that, which is when I got into me and my ex girlfriend, I'm sorry, started getting into arguments, and my depression started up, and then about 4 or 5 months, probably four, me and her ended up breaking up, and then I ended up getting with a new girl who has helped a lot with that. But then I was also going through, I was like 6, 7 months when my dosage started acting up. So then my emotions were kind of all over the place, and it just like was kind of just really really hard to get back to the photo shoots and stuff like that. So I apologize. I really don't have a lot of, flexing pictures like most because I really didn't really work out all that much. I did this last month or two. I started working out just because my hours had gotten cut at work, so I started working part-time, and then I got a second job. So, but I was able to have time to do that. So I'll have a comparison of like me like 3 or 4 months on T, and then me about last month. Not even last month, actually. It was just like last week. A flexing picture, which is like all that I have, and it really isn't much of a flexing picture either. So, but that's about all I have for that. I don't have much of comparisons between like my stomach hair or my leg hair. I didn't really document my leg hair at all because leg hair wasn't an issue for me because I already had like a shit ton of leg hair, and a lot of guys really don't have a lot of leg hair. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that or not, but I literally have more leg hair than over half the guys that I know, and it's kind of weird. It was really weird. I thought, and I have more belly hair than a lot of guys that I know as well, which is kind of weird. Not weird, but whatever. My arm hair isn't thick at all, and I'm not too mad about that at all. I could care less about my arm hair. But I am happy with the outcome of my facial hair. A lot of people take a lot longer to grow. Some, I know guys that, man, I envy the dude so much because he literally has a whole fucking shit going on, and he's only a couple months on testosterone, and it's all in genetics, I think. So I mean, maybe I'll grow some, maybe I won't. It is what it is. I gotta shave mine every month though, so I really don't get a chance to like really let it grow either because of drill and stuff. But yeah, so I want to do a new comparison video, and I'll have that up as well, along with all this other stuff. I'm gonna be doing a video, I think probably next month because I got drafted to go to the inauguration for Trump. But yeah, so I'll do it next month about packing and kind of like what products to use for like STPs and stuff like that as well. For people who don't know what STP stands for, it's a stand to pee device, and I will be talking about all that fun, gruesome stuff next month. So stay tuned, and it was nice talking to all of you guys again. Like, subscribe, go to my Instagram, Facebook. You know the deal. Alright, see you guys later.